Hey guys! So today you and I are going to talk about audio. So let's get into it. So the question in question is slightly off topic, but hey Frederick, I just want to tell you how down to earth your advice is. I look forward to every one of your videos. Have you thought about posting your audio as a podcast we could subscribe to? Yes, I have. And depending on when you're watching this or who you are and so forth, you may have noticed that there's like these links to some like Anchor platform. I can't remember exactly what it was because it was actually a few years ago someone asked the same question. I mean, the question has popped up a few times during my little vlog series here that I make just for funsies. And I did try, I swear. And then without saying anything to anybody because I'm a complete unprofessional, I just stopped. And some people of course asked, okay Frederick, why is it that it seems that the Spotify podcasting, like whatever Anchor is doing, right, is just posting stuff to a bunch of platforms? I literally didn't even check the documentation where it is, so you might be looking at listening to stuff on wherever, right? I have no idea. But the reason was very simple, because I automated my workflow, and Anchor, or Spotify more accurately, deemed to provide a lot of endpoints on their API for like podcast management, but the one thing that they could not provide me was an upload feature. Go figure, right? You want to be able to automate all the things about listing and editing and stuff like that, but not the actual upload. No, not that part. And so here I sit now with a... Let me actually check while we're doing this, because I'm pretty sure that it's going to be here somewhere. Let's take a look here. So, Frederick, how are you doing on all of those videos? Alright, so according to my current number, I have 3,700 videos. And most of that is almost all of it is gonna be like these sort of vlog things I've been doing, right? I'm very sorry to say, guys, I'm just not the guy who's gonna sit down and upload that manually to the platform. So unless there is an API that allows me to automate that process, I'm not gonna do it. I'm very sorry. And that is pretty much the whole reason as to why there is no, why this is not a podcast series. The reason originally why it was intended to just be videos is because of one part. YouTube, for all its flaws, allows me to upload as much as I want, and I don't have to pay them for storing my data. They're storing my videos. They just steal your guys. Like, I have disabled everything that has to do with earning and ads and stuff like that. It was just a few days actually ago where I figured out that the people who had for a few months once or twice reported that they had seen a commercial, which was kind of weird to me because I earned absolutely nothing at the time, at the very least, from that, had seen something, and then it was a new nice setting where I had to manually disable the ads. Okay, that was kind of weird that they just added that in there, because I remember when I first set the whole thing up and I did not enable ads, but they switched it, so I had to disable it otherwise, because I'm assuming that Google really likes their ad revenues. Anywho, so that is the main reason, and the way I automated all of this stuff, you can go and check my repositories. I think that the tool I'm using now is built that in C#, and I built it using quite a lot of help from AI. This was a perfect tool for AI, where basically, I think it's called like YouTube Uploader or something like that. You can go and check it out. I mean, you're free to use it. If you want to use like this software for your own purposes, go for it. I have like a little bit of README file and like some basic documentation for how to use it. Like, the literal thing it does is that I do this little video and I use OBS something for making the video. Once that's done, I basically just run a shell script, or like in this case a PowerShell script that runs it runs on a CLI. Like the new CLI, or it's the preview, so it's gonna, when this time you see this, it's gonna be out and about. The system command line package from for .NET is just, for C#, is just amazing. It is like, it is everything. I used to do all my CLIs in Commander when I was in Node and stuff like that, but I've been converted to this. It's so great. Oh my god. And the best part of it is that practically all the, pre-processing, all the like editing and like corrections and stuff like that, with a little bit of AI help, I could build like out this whole like delivery pipeline and then use the ChatGPT's the API that OpenAI has for, I think the one is GPT Turbo I'm using for the text and like stuff like that, and then I use Whisper to grab a slice of this little intro of mine so that it converts it and like makes the text and all that good stuff, right? And so I'm already prepping it. So the thing that you're talking about, like converting to audio, I'm already doing that as part of this delivery pipeline because, of course, an MP3 file is smaller than an MP4 file. So when I upload it to get the transcript from this little video, I do that in MP3. So if you have any tips or anything like that where my two criteria are met, it has to be an API so I can bulk upload, and it has to basically be endlessly like storage without me having to pay a bunch of money to basically just store files and stuff like that. If those things are there, I will very gladly take your feedback and I will add you as a little part in that delivery pipeline. So what I want you to take away from this is that the reason why there is no podcast anymore, because there was one, is because I'm a lazy bastard and I don't like to do manual work. I absolutely hate it. And that is one of the main reasons why this is just one long take without any editing. There is none, because I couldn't automate that part, and as I've said, I'm lazy to the point where, well, at some point I'm guessing that I'm going to win an award for it. That would be kind of nice, but anywho. So you're not going to see that anytime soon, I'm very sorry to say. But if you do have any tips for me how to kind of get that out there onto the internet with those two criteria met, API uploads and basically endless hosting for either extraordinarily small sums of money or something like that, or ideally free as it is with YouTube, then I will very happily do so, because that is as far as I'm willing to invest in that specific idea. But I'm very thankful for your feedback, and I love the fact that you're taking the time to come with suggestions and stuff like that, guys. It feels really, really great for me to see that my little hobby channel here has actually grown to a point where some people are actually even coming with suggestions for how I can improve, and they actually want it in different formats and stuff like that. And I know like some people ask me to write a little book or something, which I'm trying to do, and so forth and so forth. So I'm feeling the love, guys. Just remember, I'm literally just a random dude who works full time as these days senior principal software engineer, which is really, really fancy. Just so you know that if you check your career ladders, it's going to be like really, really high up there. But that is my full-time job, and this little thing that I'm doing is just something I do between, getting coffee, going to work, eating, playing computer games, these sort of things. It's just something for fun, and although I really like doing it, it's just I just can't give you more at this specific point. But I'm willing to bend over a little bit if you can give me some good advice. Have a great day.